Wagwan Ballard fam. Today we're in the concrete jungle and we hear some big news drop. They must say every weekend I gonna be dream weekend in Arnett Gardens. So today we're gonna find out what really are going. Wow.
Lance, are you that?
Scott.
Welcome. I like your jersey, man.
Yeah, I like yours. So I'm here with Scott Dunn, the managing director of Dream Entertainment.
Right.
And we want to know this new partnership between Dream Entertainment and Arnett Gardens. Everybody talk about it in the streets.
Right.
It looks exciting,
Yeah.
but we really want to know what is Dream Entertainment's role
Right.
as the management team of Arnett Gardens now.
Right. So we've signed a management contract essentially that gives us control over the day-to-day management of the team. But how that will actually play out is obviously we have a general manager in place already in Peter Telwell. We have a coach with Xavier that we're happy with. We have other management around the team that we're not trying to change right away. We believe that we have a good team in place and we're going to allow that team to run the club from a football technical side of things. Now what Dream brings now is obviously, entertainment and the PR and the marketing. That is what we bring, which is what's I think missing a lot from local football to really take that to a whole next level. And I think that's what obviously Dream Entertainment brings.
And this partnership, it looks kind of unorthodox, from the outside, because we know about Dream Entertainment, Dream Entertainment puts on one of the biggest festivals in the Caribbean, right. Dream Weekend, everybody knows about Dream Weekend,
right.
The vibes.
Yeah.
But we see you guys coming over to football now, so how does that really translate to the football?
Right, so again, end of the day, football and sports is entertainment.
Right.
And when I look at entertainment, and it's something that Chris Williams say all the while, sports is really at the top of the pyramid when you look at entertainment. There's no, Dream Weekend will never get to the size of the World Cup or Super Bowl and these things, Exodus Carnival, which we also, it will never be as big as the NBA Finals. So we recognize that sports really, again, is as big as it can get in entertainment. So, while it may seem a little bit of an unorthodox move, it's actually a very logical move in terms of that, it's just really taking entertainment to a whole nother level. And then we have a team of people who are passionate about sports. Most of the guys in Dream grew up playing sports and love sports and, follow football. So it's, a kind of logical next step for us.
All right, so Scott, which team did you grow up supporting?
In the Premiership, to be honest, I never really had a team. I've been to a lot of matches at Arnett when I was much younger. I also went to a lot of matches at Tivoli. I have friends who were involved with the Tivoli team, so it kind of literally
the rivalry.
The rivalry is actually the two teams that I've probably seen the most matches of. But again, I have a lot of friends who have been involved in the team over the years. Alex Thomas is a good friend of mine, former coach here, former player, community member. So ties to the team kind of go way back, So it's something that's exciting for me personally.
All right, we'll take a walk over there, so now.
All right.
All right, so Scott, we know that Arnett Gardens is a community club. The fans are some of the most passionate fans in Jamaica. I might venture to say, even in the region.
Right.
We know that the junglists, as everybody knows them, the junglists, very passionate. So it's a community club. I want to know what's Dream Entertainment's plan to, get the community involved in this new project?
Yeah, well, we recognize that to build a club, you have to build a community. So it's not just about the club. We understand that we're going to have to be very involved in the community, and we've started making some outreach to in that light. Obviously, we're right next to Charlie Smith. Okay. One of the people I've come on as part of our management team is Kurt Booth, who's very involved in youth football. He's been a part of the management at Wolmer's as well as Charlie Smith. Kurt will help us kind of bridge that gap with Charlie. But Charlie and Arnett obviously have a great relationship. We share the same training field.
Right.
And Charlie play matches over here, of course. Plan to be more involved with Charlie and the wider community. People in the community have already reached out to me about events happening in the community and support for events in the community. And again, that's something that we plan to do. But we want to, our fan base want to build on. So we know that at a community level, it's a very strong fan base. And then you also have Arnett fans all over Jamaica, all over the world who are really passionate about the club. So it's kind of solidifying that base. But what's going to be big for us is to build on that base. So what we want to do, Dream Entertainment with Dream Weekend and Exodus Carnival, we see ourselves essentially as like entertainment tourism and event tourism. And the Arnett Gardens involvement, similarly, that it must be a sports tourism product. So the way Dream Weekend, where it's an Exodus Carnival, where we're getting more than half of our crowd as international patrons, that's what we expect to see mid to long term with Arnett. That on a match day on a Sunday, it's not just people in the community and die-hard Arnett supporters. You're going to have people from the diaspora that visiting Kingston, visiting Jamaica at the time. That the same way you feel like you need to go at Devon House or you need to go Hellshire or Gloria's or something, or make sure you reach a Tasties or a Juicy Beef. The same way these people must feel like if you're in Jamaica and Arnett have a match, particularly a whole match here so at Anthony Spalding that year. Everybody want to be in the jungle, everybody want to be a junglist, everybody want to be a part of Arnett. That's what we intend to build in the diaspora. We think that's very, very possible.
Like how you have the global football brands, like you have Liverpool,
Man U, right,
visit
Barcelona.
Right, if you visit Spain, say you need to visit the Camp Nou,
Exactly. It's the same vision. So, and the way that people identify with those clubs. So, I mean, the majority of Manchester United supporters aren't from Manchester or even from the UK. It's mostly international supporters. Right. Again, we know so much people in Jamaica who are passionate about Man U, and same way you could go, some remote place in Africa and people passionate about Man U. I want that at least for the diaspora and hopefully, long term beyond the diaspora, but at least Jamaican diaspora members. When you talk to somebody in England or in New York or LA or Toronto and say, yo, who's your football club? They might say, well, in England, I support Arsenal. In Spain, I support Real Madrid. But, say in the Caribbean, Arnett are my team. Say me a junglist, really. And the same way them have them Man U jersey and them have them Barcelona jersey, them going to have them Arnett jersey wearing. Them are going to wear it as, like a badge of honor anywhere in the world. That means people going to ask, people like, what's this Arnett tea? And it's going to bring more awareness to the club, more people checking out the club on Instagram and YouTube and, whichever platform. Things like your show, obviously, again, will help build awareness beyond the community.
Right. I love the vision that you guys have for Arnett Gardens. I mean, but right now, the sun a beat down, morning sun warm, so,
Yeah, spice some shade, man.
So go take a walk up in nice stands.
All right, cool.
Field is looking magnificent this morning. Love the pitch.
Every morning.
Yeah.
Have a good feel, man. A great pitch. I'm doing a good job over here,
Yeah, the maintenance looking good.
Yeah, man.
The maintenance is looking good. So, I mean, I could talk more about, like, the business side of the football. Because I say that's, Dream Entertainment's main function. I want to, like, in the business aspects of football, in terms of revenue generation, you have the broadcast revenue, the sponsorship deals.
Right.
Match day revenue, ticket sales, funds important, merchandise, kind of everybody want them on it jersey.
Right.
I mean, talk to me about your marketing plan, in terms of that approach.
As you say, there are a number of different revenue streams. Some of them are really more led by on a league level, Chris Williams and Owen Hill and their team. So you talk about the broadcast rights, that's really a league responsibility. Some of the big sponsorship deals, so like the teams that you'll see on everybody jerseys, the Real Nephew and iCool and Proven and these sponsors that you see on the jersey, these are handled at a league level. But then also at the club level, we also can bring on additional sponsors. Again, that's an area that Dream tends to be very strong. We have relationships with a number of corporate sponsors who sponsor existing events. So we hope to leverage that to bring more sponsors on board the table. As you said, gate receipts, that's something we obviously want to bring more people in the stadium, where I spoke about, making it be beyond the community and the standard fan base. We want it to be the cool thing to do on a Sunday, to come down to the match. We want the diaspora here, we want the artists here, the influencers here, the DJs them here, all the people them who enjoy being entertained and who participate in this entertainment ecosystem. We see them being down here on a match day. So that's very important. And then with that and that kind of more diverse audience, we can also grow the food and beverage revenue. So now typically a man might come a match and him drink 2 water or 2 soda or something, or might buy a 1 beer. We want them come down and a man can drink a rum and coke, or and vibes up the thing a little bit more, bring more of an entertainment lifestyle type feel to the matches. People can come down here, get something good to eat on a match day, not just snacks and chips and that kind of stuff. So we really want to enhance things like that. Again, we spoke about, we really want everybody to be in a jersey. Everybody, wherever Jamaicans are, anywhere in the world, wherever Caribbean people are, we want them to identify Arnett as their team. So that obviously should drive jersey sales. So yeah, there are a number of areas that we think we can drive revenue. Also, again, we have this amazing facility, more entertainment, traditional entertainment type events, see more parties and concerts and that type of stuff happening down here. We have for that, again, where the relationship is important with the community, because people have to feel safe to come here, have to know, say, it's a safe place to come, whether day or night, and people can come here and be entertained, whether with football or other forms of entertainment.
You mentioned entertainers, influencers, and all of that. But no, a lot of people wonder who can expect to see what on a match day, Which entertainer?
Yes, we haven't booked anybody yet. The last match, Bishop Escobar was out here and narrating, entertaining, and I know, just even some friends of mine that was at the match, people like Energy and Get Their Squad was out here, and a lot of different people in the entertainment. Lali is obviously closely linked to the club, a former player at the club, a member of the community. Lali was with me at the Premier League launch, kind of giving me a support there. So same thing. Boise Roses also was at the Premier League launch with me. I think Boise was at the last, our first home match for the season, which we won 3-0. So we're very happy about that. So we got a good start to this dream relationship with the club.
Right.
I know somebody like Idonia and somebody else who's a big supporter of the club. So plan to reach out to Donia and his team and say, come through on a match day.
Every weekend is dream weekend at Arnett Gardens.
Every weekend, yeah, I like that. Yeah, every weekend gonna be a dream weekend. Once we know over here at Anthony Smalley.
Alright, that is it, man. So we could talk a little bit more about the development, because sustainability is important, but we also want to see the football club grow.
Right.
And the infrastructure is important. As I say, it's a lovely stadium. Right. But you always want to improve and progress. So are there any plans in the pipeline to upgrade the stadium or training facilities?
Yeah, so we actually, I can't get too into it because we have we're working with a sponsor to it, and it hasn't been announced yet. But we're going to do some upgrades to make the facility more energy efficient with some solar. We're also planning on renovating the bar space, which is a great space. It just kind of need a refresher, and again, that will provide some savings on the energy costs. Also help to drive the food and beverage revenue, and ultimately, there's a lot of things. Obviously, as you look around, the place could do with a little paint job and some stuff. But again, it's a business, so we're very new game, so we're not trying to jump in and spend a bag of money on day one. We want to kind of assess, the revenue streams, see that some revenue coming, and make the club be self-sustainable rather than it's not a charity initiative for us, or it's not not something that we're just trying to pump money into. It's something that we intend on making money. So we want to see where the revenue and see what we can genuinely afford, and we take our time and build up,
right,
and improve things as we go along.
So you guys have a long-term plan for growth and sustainability?
Yeah, we're not in it. Anybody who's watched anything that Dream has done, we're not in it for the short term or anything. Everything we do, we have a vision, and the play is very long term. So again, Arnett, this is not something that is just a fly-by-night thing or like a gimmicks thing for us. It's something that we really believe in, and we really intend to put a lot of time, effort, and ultimately money into making it work.
Okay. All right. We could go take a walk and see a few more of the facilities around the Anthony Smalley. Alright, Scott, so what I want to talk to you about now? I want to talk to you about youth development.
Right.
Because you know, so that's an important part of any football club. And we know Arnett Gardens is a football club, as you said earlier. And them have the youth teams.
Yeah, man.
A lot of young youths from the community come in and them come through the ranks.
Yeah.
What's your plan to make sure so that
But
remains
it's a
strong
big part of the development program for the club already. I mean, we start at under 10, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, we have under 10, under 13, under 15, under 17, under 19, right up to obviously the professional team. So it's already a strong area of focus for the club. Similarly, women's team as well. We also have a women's team here. And we recognize that, again, the only real way to make any serious money in professional football is through transfers.
Right.
And you're not going to get transfers for all players. That's just practical, it's nothing significant. So the real way of actually seeing any kind of return on the investment in a professional football team is by developing your youth. Sometimes that's difficult because, again, there's limited resources, limited capital, and you obviously have to focus on your professional team. But, there's an important balance that we have to strike. Again, part of the management team that came in under Dream is somebody who not really associated with Dream is Kurt Booth, who I say somebody who I trust in terms of youth development. He's very passionate about youth development. So he's, bringing his own ideas. But again, Peter Telwell and Xavier and, the people around the team, people like George Pang, who've been part of the team from day one, I assume. They know what they're doing in terms of youth. The club has done well in developing youth talent, but we'll always aspire to do better. And obviously, Dream coming involved, that's something that's a big focus for us, both on the youth development as well as, women's football as well.
I'm glad you mentioned women's football because a lot of times when we have these conversations, the women's footballers, they get kind of overlooked.
Right.
So I'm glad they bring them up. Right. I mean, just how much attention will Dream Entertainment be putting into, making sure that they are more visible and how much investment will go into
which, as you may or may not know, we got to the finals last year. The competition that just wrapped up, I shouldn't say last year, the season we just wrapped up with the women's team. So we have a strong women's team already. So we're not starting from scratch with women's football. Again, I'll be first to put my hand up and say I'm not the football guru or the technical guru. A man like you and know a lot more about football than me. We're talking about Craig Butler off camera and him getting into.
Right.
I would never dream to ever know as much about football as a Craig Butler, right? I come in as a part of a management team where I bring in a different set of skill sets. But just as a casual supporter, I would say I think women's football have as much potential, if not even maybe more than men's football in Jamaica. You look at what Bonnie Shaw has done, for argument's sake. Like, there's no Jamaican male footballer that is anywhere near on the level internationally as Bonnie Shaw is as in women's football.
Right.
Right. So again, Bonnie may be an anomaly. Bonnie might just be a 1 in a million. But I do believe, just watching other women's sports in Jamaica, Jamaican women, or Jamaicans generally, we're faster and we're stronger than most people. And that's a big part of football, at least the way I understand it, in terms of your speed and strength. It gives you a distinct advantage. So it's just that women's football, or girls' football even more, so has never been a big focus in Jamaica. When you look at like a country like the United States, girls, the main sport girls grew up playing is soccer.
Right.
And, football.
That ingrained in their culture.
Right. For here, it's rare that we have our girls growing up playing football, them running track, and playing netball. So people may be doing swimming, other stuff, but it's never been a big sport for our girls growing up. So I think once we change that culture and get more girls, which is happening slowly, more girls playing football, we'll see how our girls will be dominant. We'll realize when we see our under 12 girls matching up against under 12 girls, how much stronger and faster they are. And I think ultimately it will get more people interested, more money will come into it. I say it's a little difficult now because we don't have a professional women's league here. Right. So it's very little incentive for the clubs to push because there's no money for the clubs to be made. There's no transfers to be made from women's football as is.
With women's football, it's a cultural thing because, the women aren't really that into the game at an early age as in America. Because with America, you can see it translate because they are dominant on the female side because the younger girls focus on it more.
Right.
The boys focus more on the American
in
football.
sports, right? Them playing American football and baseball and basketball. But the girls, the big sport for girls in the States is football.
Right. And as I said, Bonisha got change the whole perspective of football in Jamaica because me even say it on this the other day, say Bonisha are the greatest Jamaican footballer we've ever seen in terms of her what she's achieved in the game.
I mean, it'd be crazy. It'd be crazy to even question that. You really would have to be very sexist to say that Bonisha is not our best footballer. Obviously, she's not as good a footballer as our male footballer. She can't compete at that level, but in her sport, and her agenda, she's the best that we've ever had. She's the top players in the world.
Without a doubt. She get nominated for her second Ballon d'Or in a year. Big up Bonisha. I have to say it again.
Big up. I follow her on Instagram. I said, buddy, if you watch this, we're really, really proud of you.
Proud of her, man.
You know, it's something that we have to work on, we have to develop. It has to be an area of focus, but it's again one of many areas of focus. Youth development, improving infrastructure. There's so many things. It's such a multifaceted kind of business. It's not like we can just say, hey, we're just going to take all the money and push it in women's football or in youth football or in infrastructure. We have to find a way to balance everything, and also to help the community in terms of doing things in community development. Again, particularly with a club like this, that is such a ingrained within the community. The club and the community are almost one and the same. The people them live and die with the club. When the club doing well, the community is in good spirits. When the club doing bad, everybody in a bad mood.
One on it. You know the thing go, a jungle with there, 9th Street, Eyeglass Corner, Eyeglass Block, right there, so. We just want the fans them just come out and just support Arnett Gardens. One on it. One team on I-bind. Hear that? Deli Ali, you know the thing go. Brawling. Just come out and just support. The people them just come out and support. Build the vibes in the jungle the right way. Yeah. Keep it so. Steady. No, Me have a look at touch.
Big up the likes of Arnett Gardens and big up Dream Weekend.
We have to keep the club winning to keep the community happy.
So we want to know now, Scott, like in terms of Dream Entertainment being here at Arnett Gardens, a lot of excitement, people are watching to see what's coming next. I mean, we can get a little exclusive. I wrap up now, but more than we can get a little exclusive. What major project or event, you guys are going to roll out soon where, so are going to get the fans really excited?
I would say it's going to be a lot of small changes, I think, more so than even one wholesale thing. Because as I say, it's multifaceted. There's so many different aspects of the club that we can't afford to change everything in a big way, or we don't want to, because it's not like the club is suffering or the club is doing horribly. The club, just finished third. The club is obviously, in the Caribbean Cup. So the club is doing well. So we don't want to change a lot. What we want to do is just bring more entertainment value. I would say that is the one thing. When you come to a match at Arnett, it's going to feel different than what a match at Arnett would have felt like a year ago or anywhere else within the league. When you come to an Arnett home match, it's going to be a different experience than you'll experience at any other club in Jamaica. I can confidently say that because there's nobody else that know entertainment like the Dream Team, like Dream Entertainment in Jamaica or in the whole Caribbean. I think we're one of the best in the world at what we do, to be perfectly honest. So the entertainment value at an Arnett match is going to be top notch. And you're going to see, all cool people, enough hot girls going to be down here. It's going to be a nice place to come and vibe, get some good food, get some nice drinks. It's going to be an experience.
All right, love that. Thanks for having us here at Arnett.
Yeah, man, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, and we love the work that you're doing here. We are looking out to see big things, As we say, Dream Weekend, every weekend here at Arnett Gardens in the Jamaica Premier League. Yeah, respect.
Big up, man. See you at the next home match.
Definitely, man, definitely.
Bless up.
All right, so thank you guys for always supporting us as usual, Continue to subscribe, like the content, share it with your friends. That is it.
Bless up.